I joked about sleeping with my ex again. Now my BF's gone and everyone thinks I'm trash. I never thought 13 words could destroy my entire life. But here I am at 3 a.m. scrolling through hundreds of comments calling me a cheating whore because I made one stupid joke at a party that someone recorded and posted on TikTok without my permission. The video has 2.3 million views now, and I've become the poster child for toxic girlfriends everywhere, all because I thought I was being funny when I said maybe I should hit up my ex Jake again. At least he knew what he was doing in bed, while my boyfriend Connor was standing right next to me. It started as girls' night at my friend Madison's house last Friday, just a few of us drinking wine and complaining about our relationships like we always do when we need to blow off steam. Connor had been distant for weeks, working late every night and barely touching me when he came home, and I was feeling insecure and unwanted in ways that made me say things I normally wouldn't say. When Madison started talking about how amazing her ex was in bed compared to her current boyfriend, I thought I was just joining in on the conversation, adding my own dramatic commentary to make everyone laugh. The problem was that Madison's little sister Emma was there, and she's one of those Gen Z kids who films everything for social media without asking permission, thinking every moment of drama is content waiting to happen. I didn't even notice her holding up her phone when I made that comment about Jake. Didn't realize she was recording what she probably thought would be harmless gossip between friends. Connor was in the kitchen getting drinks when I said it, and he walked back into the room just as the words left my mouth, his face going completely white as everyone else laughed and moved on to the next topic. I could tell immediately that he'd heard what I said, but I figured he'd understand it was just girl talk, just me being dramatic and stupid after too much wine. But Connor didn't laugh it off or pull me aside to talk about it privately like I expected him to. Instead, he set down the drinks, grabbed his keys, and walked out of Madison's house without saying a word to anyone. I followed him outside trying to explain that I was just joking, that I didn't mean anything by it, that I was just feeling neglected and said something dumb to get attention. Connor stopped at his car and turned around with an expression I'd never seen before, not anger but something worse, like disappointment mixed with disgust. "You know what, Mia? Maybe you should call Jake. Maybe you two deserve each other," he said. And then he drove away, leaving me standing in Madison's driveway in my party dress and heels, realizing that my relationship might have just ended because of one thoughtless comment. I thought that was the worst part, thought the humiliation of being dumped at a party in front of all my friends was as bad as things could get. But Emma had already posted the video to her TikTok account with the caption, "When your friend roasts her boyfriend to his face," and by Saturday morning, it had gone viral in the worst possible way. The comments were brutal from the start, calling me everything from a cheating slut to a toxic girlfriend who didn't deserve Connor's love. People started making reaction videos. Relationship coaches used my clip as an example of what not to do in a relationship. And somehow the video made its way onto Instagram and Twitter, where even more people could judge me based on 30 seconds of context-free footage. What made it worse was that people started recognizing me in public because Emma had tagged my Instagram account in the original post before I begged her to remove it. I went to get coffee on Sunday, and the barista gave me a look like she knew exactly who I was, whispering to her coworker as I waited for my order. I heard someone behind me in line say, "That's the girl from the viral video, the one who cheated on her boyfriend," even though I never actually cheated on anyone. Connor won't answer my calls or texts, and when I showed up at his apartment to try to explain myself, he wouldn't even come to the door. His roommate told me Connor was staying at his brother's place for a while and didn't want to see me, that I should stop trying to contact him because I'd already done enough damage. My friends are divided about whether I deserve what's happening to me, with half of them saying I brought this on myself by disrespecting Connor in public, and the other half insisting it was just a harmless joke that got blown out of proportion by social media. Madison feels guilty about her sister posting the video, but the damage is already done, and there's no way to take it back now that it's been shared millions of times across multiple platforms. The worst part is that I'm starting to believe the comments, starting to think maybe I really am as terrible as everyone is saying I am. I did disrespect Connor, did make a joke about wanting to be with my ex while he was standing right there, did prioritize getting a laugh from my friends over being considerate of the man I supposedly loved, Jake, my ex from 2 years ago, actually reached out after seeing the video, sending me a text that said, "Looks like you're single again. Want to grab dinner?" Which made me realize how pathetic my situation has become. The guy I joked about hooking up with thinks this viral humiliation is his opportunity to slide back into my life, and I'm so lonely and desperate that I actually considered saying yes. I've deactivated all my social media accounts because the hate comments were affecting my mental health, but people at work have seen the video and I can feel them judging me even when they're trying to be professional about it. My manager called me into her office to ask if everything was okay at home because my personal life was becoming a distraction in the workplace, which felt like a warning that my job might be in jeopardy too. Connor was the best relationship I'd ever had, and I threw it away for a cheap laugh that wasn't even that funny in the first place. He was patient with my insecurities, supportive of my career goals, and loved me even when I was difficult or demanding, and I repaid his loyalty by publicly humiliating him in front of people who are supposed to be our friends. Now I'm single, internet famous for all the wrong reasons, and learning the hard way that some jokes aren't worth the temporary attention they bring you. I thought I was being clever and relatable, but instead I revealed something ugly about my character that I didn't even realize was there. The willingness to hurt someone I love just to make other people laugh at his expense. The video will probably follow me forever, a permanent reminder of the moment I chose momentary validation over respect for the person who mattered most to me.